Today, Governor Henry McMaster was sworn in once again for his second full term in office for South Carolina's 98th gubernatorial inauguration. Now, Darcy, just like you said, if he finishes this term, because he took over for then Governor Nikki Haley's term, he will be South Carolina's longest serving governor.
The inauguration started just after 11 at the State House, where McMaster, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Yvette, and all of the state's constitutional officers took the oath of office. McMaster's address covered a number of topics, from education to the Supreme Court and South Carolina's economy.
Today, our economy is as strong as it's ever been in modern times. South Carolina's booming economy has once again created a record surplus. So it should come as no surprise that in 2022 was the most successful year for economic development in our state's history. In fact, we broke the record for the largest economic development project announcement, not once, but twice in the same year. State government is in superior fiscal shape. We have the largest rainy day reserve and fund balance and lowest amount of debt than any other time in recent memory. Until recently, South Carolina had the highest personal income tax rate in the Southeast and the 12th highest in the nation, but no more. Last year, I was honored to sign into law the largest income tax cut in South Carolina history.
Yes, he was touting that today, and then we heard as he went and talked a little further that in 2023 he hopes to cut those personal income tax rates again here in our state. Now, of course, Governor McMaster had previously served as our U.S. Attorney here in South Carolina, as well as our Attorney General and, of course, Lieutenant Governor. And Governor McMaster was sworn in for, again, his second official four-year term, and along with newly elected state leaders. So News 19's Becky Buds was there live at the State House for the swearing in and joins us now with more on some of the other folks on stage today. Becky.
Andrea, Governor Henry McMaster looked back on the last 4 years, but also looked ahead, promising a conservative agenda for South Carolina. In his speech, he touted the state's largest income tax cut in state history and what he describes as record-breaking economic investment. The 75-year-old Colombian native and veteran politician shed light on his plans for the next 4 years. McMaster promoted raising minimum teacher pay to $50,000, freezing state college tuition, and of course economic development. Though it was his call to have more transparency in the election of judges that drew the most applause, with some Republican lawmakers even standing up. Democratic Representative Justin Bamber called McMaster's speech non-polarizing up until then.
And I don't think the governor or anybody should undermine the integrity of the judiciary because they're upset that the judges didn't do what they wanted.
The response, though, as a government is to make sure that our institutions are sound, and if people need more confidence, as the governor thinks, then we need to do what we can to make sure people have every reason to know that South Carolina is not Washington, D.C.
The other state constitutional officers were also sworn in, including State Superintendent Ellen Weaver. Coming up at 6, I'll have a more in-depth look at today's ceremony. Darcy, Andrea, back to you.
Becky, thank you so much.